Marcus Garvey said, "I trust that you will so live today as to realize that you are masters of your own destiny, masters of your fate. If there's anything you want in this world, it is for you to strike out with confidence and faith in self and reach for it." Milwaukee, it is my hope that in 2020, we continue to realize this for ourselves and for our city. My name is Alexandra Skeeter, and I was asked to share a message with GarveyFest on behalf of the Wisconsin Coalition to normalize relations with Cuba. Because for the past 6 years, I have been studying to become a doctor at the Latin American School of Medicine in Havana, Cuba, started by Fidel Castro in 1998 as a response to the growing need for accessible, preventative, holistic healthcare worldwide. Growing up on the north side of Milwaukee in a biracial family, my dad taught me to be proud of being Black. This lesson fueled my love for my education and fueled my love for my people. Less than 5% of the medical doctors in the United States are Black, and only 2% are Black women. I am humbled and honored to be able to increase these percentages and do what my ancestors were capable of doing but didn't have the opportunity to. During this COVID-19 pandemic, we've all witnessed the incredible Nobel Peace Prize-worthy humanitarian relief efforts of Cuba's Henry Reeve International Medical Brigade. Just one example of the medical advances and support that Cuba has contributed to the medical community worldwide, despite the extremely inhumane and oppressive economic blockade imposed by the U.S. Imagine what Cuban medicine could do without limitations. This is why we must continue to call for the end of the economic blockade. Not only does the blockade negatively affect Cubans, it affects all of us. It has the greatest impact on Black Americans and Black folks worldwide. I'll explain 3 ways Cuba's healthcare system has made advances that would improve health outcomes for the Black community. In Cuba, healthcare is accessible to all people, which contributes to the country's high life expectancy rate. It is even comparable to that of the United States. Cuba is able to achieve these health outcomes at 1/3 of the cost the United States spends because its healthcare system prioritizes the health of its population over the wealth of corporations. Here in the United States, hospitals face understaffing and are being forced to close because they are deemed to not turn a profit. These are issues you do not see in Cuba, and in fact, you see the exact opposite. Cuba continues to see days without new COVID cases and has not stopped exporting doctors around the world during this global crisis. Cuba is even willing to provide medical care to U.S. citizens, which would benefit Black and Brown communities that are disproportionately affected by coronavirus. But of course, the blockade prevents this from happening. Every year, diabetes claims the lives of thousands of Black Americans, and almost 1 million U.S. citizens are diagnosed with diabetic foot ulcers, a condition that increases the risk of lower limb amputations. Annually, an estimated 60,000 people in the U.S. undergo diabetic foot amputations, many of which could be prevented by the Cuban advancements recently made in this field of study. In 2015, Cuba eliminated the transmission of HIV and syphilis between mother and child. Medical advancements like these are especially important to note as HIV and syphilis also disproportionately affect Black and African people. One of the directors of the World Health Organization noted that eliminating the transmission of a virus is one of the greatest public health achievements possible, and that this is a major victory in our long fight against HIV and sexually transmitted infections, and an important step towards having an AIDS-free generation. However, because of the economic blockade, many do not have access to these life-saving treatments. Marcus Garvey reminds us that with confidence, you have won before you have started. And so I leave you with all the pride, confidence, and determination Cuba has taught me, and invite you to reflect on what being in solidarity with Cuba and the Black community looks like in your life. Thank you for allowing me to share with you.